guys, what's up, everybody? I'm one of your hosts, Devon C. Codrington. This is a podcast about crypto, NFTs, the blockchain, movies, restaurants, AI, and general technology. I'm joined by Ryan. I'm joined by
NFG Ryan. What's going on, everyone?
Nice. What's going on? This is a special episode that you're listening to. You're listening to the audio of our first live stream. Live stream.
It's our first live podcast interview.
Right. Well, I guess correct.
Our first live interview.
Yeah, you're about to listen to that because this is the intro bumper because we had a fair amount of technical difficulties and the recording had some issues. So you join the conversation. It's a good conversation. It's with Zushan, repeat offender for the Non-Fungible Guys podcast. Zushan and is the leader, project founder of Danketsu, formerly Ada Ninjas. And we get into a good conversation about Ada Ninjas, about the space, about a lot of different things. We stream it on Nucast, which you're aware of because we've had Sharon, founder of Nucast, on this episode before, which was episode number 83. I'm just joking. I completely made that up.
I was going to say, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Had me believe in it.
I know, completely made that up. You know what? Now I want to check. All right, let's give you a second. I'm going to check. But Sharon is the founder of Nucast, as well as the Nucast team, or is that what you call them? It
would be a team, I would say, because Jay stepped up and helped us with the support. Because in all honesty, I had screwed up my configuration. We had done testing for the live stream, and it was a simple fix. All I had to do was unplug and plug my webcam back in to fix it. But
sorry,
I already screwed up all my configuration, and then it was such a simple fix. So in all that chaos, I guess at the beginning, we all forgot to hit record. So I think we missed about 40 minutes of the original
and it's
interview.
Not a full 40. It's more like 30 because there at the beginning there was a bit of like whatever.
Yeah, we didn't really officially kick the episode off, but I mean we missed about 30 minutes, and then you realize, oh my god, no, I didn't hit record on Zoom, and then afterwards we realized nobody had actually recorded the live stream as well. So that one's gone into the ether, but we at least have some of the audio for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah. But regardless, still a good episode, still a lot of good gems. Oh, and Sharon was on episode 90.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah.
You're only 7 weeks off.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know when Zushan was on the first time. That's
it was we talked about it in our episode.
Oh yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, we
talked
50
about it. Or 40 or something. We did bring it up. So I mean, hopefully we got the kinks out for the first live stream, and the goal is to try and do one episode a month via Nucast and being it token gated and all that. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but either way, we did have a good time, and I guess in the future to know about when these live stream episodes are going down, just follow us on Twitter, because we always Ada Ninjas episode 54, although we talked about it. Follow us on Twitter. Ryan puts out a tweet, tells you what projects you need to be a part of to be able to access it. We had a fair number of people in the live stream, which was pretty cool. And I don't know, check it out.
Definitely check it out. And eventually, like I said, Nucast this is a new venture for them as well. Eventually they want to introduce, I think, a live chat, kind of bring it up to the standard of YouTube live streaming, where it's token gated. It's got live stream. I think he even mentioned on our original podcast with Sharon was tipping, or he maybe had said that after offline, that maybe down the road they do crypto tipping, so that people can monetize stuff. So we'll see. I mean, right now, any stream that we would do on Nucast, any Lovelace or Nucast NFT, basically with a policy ID, would be able to watch. So, yeah,
cool.
Stay tuned, and I hope everyone enjoys this, our first attempt at a live stream.
I wanted redundancies for this, so yeah. But
It
that's
is
what
what it
happens when
is.
you do something for the first time on a platform, for the first time set up like this. We're international. We're around the world. Zushan did something for 4 months. We did something for 40 minutes. We can't expect the same result. All right. Let's slide things a little bit forward. So the platform, which I'm not, I'll leave you to talk about that, what you can, when you can. But I like, a lot of people have done the kind of, I'm gonna create this white label service. There was Do you feel like there's any issue with saturation there? Are you like, holy crap, nah? Were there any concern, or did you have all the way in before time? Because there are a lot of people that have the capability in house that are doing things. There's a level of sharing, but then there's a level of not. There's a level of we outwag me, but then also like fuck you because we want to do this. Like, did you feel
Yep.
like what's your service doing differently? I mean, outside from the fact that you guys are fucking awesome, that makes you so confident even when you built it out. I know it's connected to the token too, but how do you feel that's going to be viable along your other streams of income for the project?
Yeah, look, I mean, if you look at, and that's the thing, we don't offer passive staking. We have our own passive staking, but that's not a part of the service
Okay.
because you can go to mutants, you can go to Dirtbirds, you can go to Cardano lands, you can go to dozens of projects, you can go to Ada Anvil, right? And they'll set up your staking for like $2,500. But you can't do gamified staking where you can put in a story, send your NFT on a mission, depending on, I'd say right now it's like 50% strategy, 50% luck, but we're building it to become about 90% strategy, 10% luck.
Nice.
But we have this platform and we're basically creating a dashboard on the back end for all the projects that are partnering with us. They go in, they write their own story. They can customize what the front end looks like. So all the images change. Obviously, the lore changes, the logo changes. We have a shop, and the shop has off-chain items that you can buy as buffs. All the names of the items change, and essentially your community can now learn or appreciate your lore in a more interactive manner while also receiving and using your native token. So
Pretty cool.
Think of it like, let's take the example of Ada inmates, right? We announced them last week. Ada inmates have had a lot of hype lately. They're an awesome project. Let's say, one of the inmates needs to complete, a task where they have to break into another prisoner's cell and get some sort of item, recover some item from there. And it's over like a 4 or 5 day process where he's maybe, digging a hole through his cell to that cell.
Style?
Sorry?
Shawshank Redemption style?
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. So
like, Adon.
yeah, exactly. So something of that sort. But it makes staking more than just staking.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of other projects that do it. Tavern Squad does it, Cardania does it, but they've been doing it for a while, and it's not been a white label platform that requires a lot of work on the side. We're also taking this platform to Polygon.
Awesome.
And it will also be a white label service on Polygon, but of course, for the Danketsu, you'll be able to do it with both. Yeah. So I think it's the first of its kind. I would even say there isn't a service like this on any major chain that offers gamified staking as a service. So yeah, and exactly for that reason, you know, which you mentioned, we didn't go for like passive staking, because passive staking, everyone does it.
Right.
I
That's
like that. Big deal. Platform on Polygon as well. Moving, kind of echoing on what you said about moving from 50% luck to 50%, and like you're not 50% luck, bro. You know, you better than that. But like for the Polygon part of the platform, um, I mean, who knows? I'm always trying to get people to say shit. They're like, we didn't want to talk about this yet. Um, level of completion, there are any interested prospective projects, or like what are you seeing in terms of adoption? Are you just going to build it and they will come, or have you had some conversations?
So we're collaborating with Polygon Labs, which is like the
Yeah.
top entity of Polygon.
Yeah.
And they're super, super supportive. You know, they've linked us up with all the projects, with developers. They've, got us into all these spaces that we've been doing there. So we're seeing, the marketing push is really just starting from next week, on the Polygon front, in terms of, getting those whitelists going and all of that. But we've seen people trickle in. I think, we've had like 10 or 15 people buy their first ever Cardano NFTs,
Mhm.
because of our project.
That's perfect. That's what you want for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So response is pretty good, but I think that um leaving aside the utility, this collection that Victor is making is, in my opinion, so I did a tweet about this not too long ago. We spent the last 4 or 5 months looking at the top PFPs across all chains. So we looked at, your humanoid PFPs rather.
Brian, you know that project? I don't know that project. Should I know that project?
What?
Human?
No,
He's saying
no, no.
humanoid, like the artwork is human.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said humanoid. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Okay.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, yeah,
not,
yeah, no problem.
yeah, like not your mallards, for example. Amazing
No,
artwork, great
yeah.
PFP. Yeah. So we looked at,
Talking my language, because Ryan
yeah.
knows I have a love-hate relationship. I think at the time of Space Otters last summer, I hit like a critical point when it came to non-humanoid. Do you guys know that project? No. Like yeah, things and stuff like that. And I think it was tough because with the Space Otters, I was just like, I fucking love this project, but I'm done with animals telling me about their lives right now. So I'm okay. I'm okay with the humanoid PFP things. Anyways, you continue on. Sorry.
Yeah. I know Spawner, who used to be at Space Otters. I think he's one of the team members, good guy.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of went downhill.
It imploded after
After our
the
podcast.
no, after the founder bailed and just ghosted everybody.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep it going over there. They had a mission a few weeks ago. It's still pretty good. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I think a bunch of the funds were stolen and or taken.
That was interesting. Ryan and I have talked about, I know we're derailing. Ryan and I have always talked about the fact that what episode is this part? It's 97. This is episode 97.
Yeah.
And we've always just gone off the vibes, and been like, this person's gonna be cool. Let's fucking do it. This person's gonna be cool. And there was only one time where we had someone on the podcast, and at the end of the podcast, I was just like, this is great. And Ryan's like, vibe check. There's something. I re-listened to the episode, like, holy shit, this person's gonna rug. And it was like, you know what, Ryan? Let's pause. Zushan, let's workshop something here. Maybe we can have a whitelist service. NFGs can be a service of like, if you want to know if someone's gonna rug, do a podcast episode with us, and we'll be able to tell you. We have like 99% accuracy with determining if someone's gonna rug or not. And this may sound like a joke, but I'm like, Ryan, you can't even talk shit about it because it's kind of true.
No,
Right.
I was just gonna say it's not that the person rugged or the project rugged.
No,
we just getting to talk to the person. It was like it was a one-man show. He did the artwork, he did this, he did that, and like there was really nothing. It's not even that there was really any utility. It was just like I could see it. The artwork was just like something. It was like me just putting something out there, and I was like, you're a little too excited about it, Devon. We need to tone it down a little.
Yeah,
bit.
no, you're right. You're right. I get it.
But what's funny is that person is now reignited their Twitter, because I went back and looked at it, and they're on a different chain doing a different project, same artwork basically.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe after this, if you can
We'll
DM it to me, I'll cause a stir on Twitter.
we're gonna, when it comes to Twitter and tweets, we're gonna get to that. Let's put a bit in that. But going back to it, I mean, I think it's more than just the project. Like when we meet someone or we see them online or whatever, and even like the back and forth conversation about how they talk and whatever, we can really you really get a sense of a project or a team when you're working with them. But I guess the reason I brought that up is just because with Space Otters, we were like, oh shit, like that's why we're not 100%. We're 99% because I didn't expect that. They passed the vibe check before. Anyways, yeah, no repeats. Okay, back to the podcast. Back to the podcast. What were we talking about again?
Who knows? I'm looking for the tweet.
Humanoids and non-humanoids.
Yes. The artwork. You were looking across all the different humanoid artwork.
Yeah. So we looked at Azuki, we looked at Utes, D-Gods, looked at Ore on our chain, all those super popular PFPs, and spent like 6 months looking at them, working on, looking at color coding, looking at smaller collections that had amazing art as well, and looking at sort of color schemes and palettes and all of that. And this collection, in my opinion, not just going to be the best Danketsu PFP, not the best art collection on Polygon, but I would argue one of the best PFPs on any chain. And it's not me, right? It's Victor's work. He's an incredible artist. He's based out of Brazil. He's done the upgrades for our 4th. So if you go look at our 4th collection on JPEG Store, you'll see some that have new art. And that's all him. But this is him without any parameters, right? With the 4th, he had to abide by what we had set up. Here, it's like, this is what we want. This is the base premise of it. You go crazy. So sat down, like, we're like, how's it going? He's like, yeah, I'm just going to spend the week drawing stuff up. Comes back at the end of the week. He's like, I made 60 different faces this week, like, damn. And I'm just like, oh, dude, this is going to be amazing. Right. So the collection's going to be solid, and we haven't dropped what it looks like yet. We've just dropped a couple of teasers on our Twitter. So yeah, we're super, super excited. This is going to be amazing.
Ryan, you got any links to those teasers on hand so I can check those out right now?
The teasers, I can send you the link for the 4th collection on JPEG. I was just looking at.
I'm already there.
It's beautiful.
I'll share the teaser with you guys. Here, so that's just one of them.
Where are we at here? Where'd you end up sharing it?
On Discord.
Oh, on Discord. Okay, let me go look.
Nice.
So there are 2 there. Yeah.
Damn, sorry about that, everybody. Just came over.
Oh yeah. Okay, I did see that one. Yeah, I like it.
You a fan, Ryan?
I am.
Nice.
I'm finding, I don't know, I'm finding I'm gravitating a bit. Well, thanks to, to be honest, thanks to Book.io, I've been going over to Polygon a little bit more because I keep minting their books that they're dropping there, and the fact that they've gone 4 chains now, it's exciting. I like I said, I've said it plenty of times. I love when projects are going to go cross chain, because it's just like, let's try and be one big happy family. You can all make it work, and I don't know.
Yeah, I introduced Polygon Labs to 41 Cardano projects.
Oh, really? That's
And by
amazing.
the end of it, I think like the last 3 or 4, I was like, okay, if you want an introduction, you go buy 5 ninjas. Like I'm not doing this for free anymore. You know, like
Makes sense, right?
especially to projects I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the ones I know, it's cool. Of course, I know the founders, they're friends, but they were randoms I'd never heard of. Like, oh, you're moving to Polygon. I'm like, wait, this is your Discord name. Have you ever been in my server? No? Okay, I'm charging you, mate. Like
Makes sense, man. I love it.
So what do you think about like the bigger picture for Polygon when they're excited about cross chain? Not like anyone's ever said like cross chain isn't something that we're doing from an NFT standpoint, from a crypto standpoint. I mean, heck, like like there are chains that exist to just connect, right? So what do you think that they're looking at? Do you feel like they're looking at Cardano the way that we think they should have been looking at us all along? Because of Ghost Chain, we're tiny, we're not a pond, we're not a puddle, we're not a pond, we're a puddle, all that stuff. But do you feel like, and I meant to ask this question later, do you feel like the sentiment is changing, like about like Cardano as a whole, and maybe like there's a future of partnership directly related to Polygon here? What do you think? Why is there interest from them or from other people?
so this is quite a deep question. I'll try to break it
Yeah,
down
please.
into a few different parts. First thing, has perception changed? Let me touch on that and explore that. I don't think we can judge perception of Cardano from a chain like Polygon when it comes to NFTs. Why? Because Polygon's always been that EVM chain where Ethereum projects launch their secondary collections.
Yeah.
So kind of like if we launched our accessories, which will be used in our missions later, we would have dropped those on Polygon. It's only been from the start of this year that they obviously essentially paid Utes to move over from Solana.
Yeah.
So they paid Frank de God's $3 million to do that. If we had gotten in last year, like come up with an agreement with them, we'd probably have gotten money because they had a fund for it. Now they don't. So they haven't been giving money to any project to kind of come over.
Short-sighted.
But sorry?
Short-sighted Polygon, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But the thing with Polygon is that their community's kind of grown out of Cardano, Ethereum, Solana. Like if you go look at Alpha, right, which is their top project, Manifest Labs, Mr. Mint is like the founder. I would say like 30% of all Alpha holders are Cardano people.
Wow.
So there's been a lot of Cardano people moving over, right? As it is. Not just moving, but minting on both chains. And obviously the fact that, we had a very slow few months on the NFT side, that enabled people to explore other chains, which I think is good because when you look at the communities, Solana, Ethereum, Polygon, even Binance Smart Chain, they're all quite integrated and they cross-pollinate. You wouldn't see that with Cardano before. You wouldn't see Cardano people going on to mint other chain NFTs, but that's changing. And I think that's great. So for that point of view, yeah, awesome. I don't think we can necessarily judge if they're accepting Cardano, but the Polygon Labs guys have been, as I said, super receptive. Projects there have been really, really helpful, really excited because so how like when Luna crashed, so apparently Luna had an NFT scene I didn't even know, right? And and all the top projects from Luna moved to Polygon. Chronos has an NFT scene.
Yep.
And Chronos has dried up. So all the projects have migrated to Polygon. But these are full migrations, right? I haven't come across any existing Cardano project that's migrating over. I've only seen expansions, and I'm seeing projects that want to expand, like us.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, end of the day, our community's happy. We got a lot of FUD from like maxis, right? Which you would, because we were the first to kind of properly announce it. But since then, Book.io signed up with Mark Cuban. So Mark Cuban's like a Polygon, big fan of Polygon, right? Always has been. So naturally, they're gonna do stuff there. Dram's Auction House had their Polygon mint yesterday. If you know Turf NFT from the Cardano Summit, they have their mint tomorrow or the day after on Polygon. So there are lots of projects that are kind of heading there. So it's not I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore. But it's about what you're doing. What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Right? Like, so let me this is kind of, I have talked about it in some spaces, but not to this detail. So this could be the first
Nucast, non-fungible guys, Danketsu live. Let's go. I just want to have like like TSN turning point, like just want to have some sort of sweeping animation.
That was a very Canadian reference, but anyway.
Oh right, yeah, people, yeah, you're right. Sports.
What is that? Sweeping.
I want like sweeping animations to come across the screen where it's just like non-fungible guys alpha point, and then you drop the alpha, because we always want to tease something out for the community, and we're sort of good at it. But the reference I dropped was TSN turning point, which is the sports network turning point, where they'll just like highlight a certain part of the game where like shit went crazy, and like then it turned for the team. Anyways, I'm not.
Is it for a particular sport, or is it like ice hockey?
Hockey. Well, you say
no,
it's for everything though.
It's for everything. It's just like it's like ESPN moments or something. It's just like it's just something that their turning point that they want to highlight at that moment for any sport.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because Australia wins like all the gold medals for field hockey, right?
Yeah.
So
we hate you because we love field hockey out here in Canada, don't we?
We don't. We play ball hockey and ice hockey. Ice hockey's our
love.
love.
Girls play field. Oh, maybe not. Okay, never mind. not. Yeah, gonna get non-fungible guys canceled. Okay.
Yeah, don't do
it. But yeah, okay, alpha time. So I mean, it's semi-alpha. I haven't talked about it in this detail. The collection is going to be significantly smaller than our three collections. 25% of that collection will actually be free. But the way to get it is to actually burn 3 of our NFTs on Cardano. So season 1, season 2, season 3, any combination, you can burn 3 of season 1, 1 of each season, 2 of season 1, 1 of season 3. So you burn 3 and you get 1 for free on Polygon, and you also get a whitelist. In terms of the cap, we haven't announced the cap yet because we've obviously got to be fair and try to get everyone in. Right. But obviously having more, like, if you do have more NFTs, that plays some part in the cap as to how many you can get for free. But it will be on a first come, first served basis. So when we announce it, most likely we'll have like either a Discord form or like an actual form, and you go in, you put your Cardano address, you tell us which NFTs you're going to burn, and you share your Polygon address. And then when we do the mint on Polygon, after it mints out, you can claim your NFT, whether that's 1 or 2 or 3. Yeah, so essentially we end up burning almost the same amount. Like overall, there's not that much of a net change in the total size of our collections combined. It's just that now on Cardano, they'll be smaller.
Right. Okay. So
you go ahead, Devon.
Right. No.
So I was gonna say you're holding back 25% of the Polygon mint for that purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So 75% of it will go on sale. Almost all of them will be whitelists because Polygon public mints can be botted pretty easily. So almost all of it will be whitelists. And yeah, we're about like five weeks out.
I can't wait.
I love this. This is so great.
Oh, it's a lot of fun for sure, especially on, being on like experiencing it on a new chain is very exciting. But I'm just super pumped for the lore aspect of it, then building the interoperability of the missions platform. And then after we have this mint, our season 2 collection will actually bridge over to Polygon. So all the season 2s, you'll send it over. It'll be locked in a multi-sig wallet and you'll get an upgraded art version on Polygon. So some people may not, and we've been around so long, we expect that some wallets are just completely dead, right? No one's using them.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to enforce insane royalties and basically kill all utility for the Cardano version, so that you do move over, and if your project is if your wallet is dead and you're looking to buy and you see someone's got something listed for like 500 ADA, you just don't buy it because it has no utility. You're better off buying it on Polygon. So that's kind of the path that we're going down as well.
What should nice, I like that. What should someone do if they have like a Daisuke NFT that they didn't do anything with, except they just like looking at it because it looks like them and they don't want to stake it, they want to get rid of it? What should someone do with something like that? I'm asking for a friend of mine.
Well, you should stake it. You should.
Long hair, like similar to me, skin complexion, somewhat of the same. I'm asking for a friend.
You should stake it because it's non-custodial.
Cool.
Yeah, so it doesn't leave your wallet, and you're receiving yield. You're getting your Ninjas token.
You still get to look at it.
You still get to look at it that way. It still stays in your wallet.
Pass that along.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah. Let him know. Let him know. But the Daisuke, you can, if you want, you will be able to burn that one along with 2 others.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I see the model. I like it. I'm just gonna have to get some more.
well, yeah. Look, I mean, a lot of people, what they're doing is like, they're gonna burn the ones that they think are ugly, right? And that's fine. That's fine. Oh yeah, this one's dope. Oh yeah, right? Bro, you specifically picked this one.
Remember, I think we bought it on stream the last time.
Yeah. This friend of yours
do something, and I'm like, no, it's me.
Yeah, this friend of yours would have been like, dude, this guy looks just like me. Yeah. Like, I've got to buy him. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh man, you kill me.
All right, yeah, cool, dude.
Do we want to talk about the accessory, or sorry, how do you say Dankessories?
Dankessories.
Yeah. I just think to myself, are we smoking weed? Like
that's what I think it dank too, and I'm like, it's exactly it.
I should have let you. The guy with the locks says that. Yeah. Anyways,
no, but look, that was part of it, right? I think that one of the things that we have realized being in the space for so long is, and I didn't actually touch on this, right? Why the pivot? Why shift from doing just music and comics and story to now doing gamified story and white label stuff and, all of that? Very honestly, our core community loves this stuff, but the general NFT space is not quite mature enough in terms of what they like or believe in for utility at this point, because when you're building a whole universe of lore, it takes years,
It does.
right? But
Yeah, you got
yeah,
to be able to weather the storms, the winter we're in, and feel the like shifting, the undulating sentiment from Web 2 and traditional partners that are going to be excited as the rest of the world is excited, but then cower when and they're looking at their fiscal years and whatnot. So yeah, you're right. That something like that takes a long time.
yeah,
But you guys have one of the best bases that we've seen with everything. So yeah.
yeah. Thanks, man. But we can all, like, we've put that on the back burner because we've already got so much IP.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of people within this space are flippers, and you have to cater to degens. We all flip, right? I mean, I do it.
Of course.
Yeah. I bought a Tappy Tools off the secondary. I bought two for like 340 ADA, even though I had a whitelist. I knew they'd go down. And then I kept one and I flipped the other one for like 600, right? So we all do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just part and parcel of the space, but you need to build, comics are great, but comics in like, I'm pretty sure it's the same there, and like a comic book store around the corner,
Yeah.
sell for $11. How many of those am I gonna have to sell to like, make it worth it? So I'm printing them, unless even unless I'm not exactly printing 100,000 from overseas.
I lives out of the world.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
And then you have to ship them from the other side of the world to Canada.
Yeah. Exactly.
We can get our coffee shifted. Wow. Woo! All right,
we that 4 a.m. is coming back to haunt you, huh?
Yeah, 4 a.m. is coming back. I need coffee. We couldn't even get our coffee shipped to Canada in a way that was economically viable for the long term for our small numbers. So yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, it was for the one partnership we had that they were coming. Where was it? It was coming from. They had no Canadian.
Ireland.
Yeah, they had no Canadian brewer. I think it came from the States. So it was the way it was. It happened.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we pivoted. But the Polygon partnership also opens up these avenues for us in that, they have partnerships with Disney, Starbucks, Adidas, all these different brands. And we want to be able to show this IP to these brands. It just so happens that we don't necessarily have the connects.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing to ever happen on Cardano was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, Snoop Dogg's on every chain, making money left, right, and center with NFTs.
Yeah.
So is it a big deal? Not really. When Snoop Dogg first came on to Sandbox, that was a big deal.
It was huge.
So if you exclude Snoop Dogg, the biggest thing that's happened to Cardano in terms of like outside interest is Martin Lawrence. And yeah. we all remember that debacle, don't we? So yep. and who doesn't love him? We'll love him as an actor, maybe not so much as like an NFT enthusiast, right? So Polygon has that, right? And Polygon has that connects, and they're willing to start those conversations or open those conversations up for projects on their chain, especially if they're legit. So that's another very strong, we build away, and we build a stream of recurring revenue. We build utility for our community that's just more than passive staking, because the Danketsu missions is So the overarching platform is Danketsu Hustle. Part 1 was farming. Part 2 was missions. Part 2.5 is missions for partners, which we're doing now. And then we've got part 3, which is the dojo. We haven't talked about that yet. And then part 4 is not even announced, but there is a part 4. So all of these things are essentially game and gamified experiences that have elements of lore that allow more than just the Danketsu project to be involved. And that sets us up in terms of making recurring revenue and providing our community with utility and bringing eyes from other projects to Danketsu. But on the back end, it's like, let's continue to build out this universe. Because, we had conversations with Japanese animation studios.
Yeah, I wanted to get sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and they loved the lore. They loved it. They were like, hell yeah. But they're like, you have to you have to put the money up, like $200,000 for 20 minutes of an episode.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
you can do from there. Yeah, you know what? If you're okay, I wanted to kind of ask about that and see if that's just something. It's one of those things that's back burner as you build, and it's still a dream.
Yeah, of course, because you even now I can comfortably say that there is no NFT project on any chain with as much lore as Danketsu. 1,000 pages of story.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Is there any this is gonna sound like a silly question, but it's me. Is there any coffee back then? Does this predate coffee? I only say that because I think Starbucks is gonna be one of the companies to watch in terms of what they do with NFTs, and maybe not direct partnerships, but they're going to be a big in the space. There's been a lot of conversation for a while about their interest. I think they're just quietly watching, but who knows, man? Might have to have might have to have them drinking coffee or at some point, because any tie-in with coffee will help.
For sure.
Agreed. That's really, really cool. And I still remember the excitement there around the animation and the fact that you're able to get on the phone with them and have them look that over, because they're getting submissions like crazy, right? And even inquiries on that. But then on some level, when it comes to the creation of film and media, that 20 minutes, that's par for the course, and like having them pull that together, it's not the worst news in the world. I think they really, really try to price you out if it was garbage, or they tell you it was garbage. But I really have faith that, down the line, when we're doing Zushan and Non-Fungible Guys episode 6, that we might be talking about that, And
exactly. Yeah.
Part of that. That'd be great.
Oh, I'd love it. Hey, we'd all love it. Yeah. Good for the space. Yeah.
Ryan, where do we take this next? What's
I missed everything that we could talk about. The Dank accessories. We could talk about. There is a couple, the Brava partnership, about for your clothing and merch. I wouldn't mind talking about. Then and then the Splash partnership too. After.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Did a little homework. I finally did. I always say I never do anything, but this time I did.
It's a lie.
Yeah, I love it.
It's always a lie. But no, I'm trying to remember, is Brava the Nighthawk?
Yeah.
Is Nighthawk behind that? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. That's why I want to talk about it. She's awesome. So shout out to Nighthawk.
Original OG show sponsor.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So Brava, so we had our own merch previously. This is the old stuff. And then we rebranded, and we, in terms of priorities, merch wasn't quite at the top.
Right.
Even though the community was kind of asking, they're like, oh, I want, the same cap, but with Danketsu and things like that. And around the same time we started thinking about it, Nighthawk reached out and said, hey, we're setting up Brava, we're looking to onboard projects, let's make it happen. And I said, this is perfect, because essentially, they're the ones who have the factories or have signed on factories to make the clothing and the merchandise, I believe, in the US itself.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So you just give them the designs, and they even touch base with you when it's time for a new design. And we do our sort of like affiliate stuff, like, oh yeah, go buy Danketsu through our links, and we get a small percentage and they get the majority of it, which is fine because they're doing the work. For us, it's all about, it's not our we're not a fashion brand.
Right.
So let them take over and kind of run that show. So it's great. Yeah, I'm pretty keen. I think I need to upgrade my cap. So I'm gonna pick one up. Yeah, when I was in LA after CNFT Con, I picked up a Lakers cap. So that was nice, but I definitely need to upgrade this one. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wonder, would it get to the point? I was thinking with the hat, it would say the project name, could Devon get like his friend's NFT on the picture on the side of it? So could you personalize it like that? If his friend wanted
think they have plans. I think they have plans. So definitely Devon's mate. We can tell him that, yeah, keep an eye out.
Yeah. Cool.
That's wicked.
Pass that along.
I would love to see your artwork set up kind of. I know or mob, or I guess it was the original or they had done that like trading card spinning. I love that look of like making it look like a trading card in a sleeve. I love it. I would love to see your artwork like that too. It'd be dope.
Yeah. Look, I think Ore is amazing, and I hold quite a few, and they're very much a fashion brand, though. That's kind of what they're going for, right? And that's why their artwork is very fitting of that fashion side of things. But I love Ore, but I have to shout out like the biggest artist that's ever come to Cardano. Literally big congrats to the Mulga Kongs. Mulga, I've been saying this like throughout. You go to Sydney. So we have this thing called Slurpees, which are like you know what Slurpees
like
are?
Slushies, right? Like
like slushies.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but the most popular ones in Australia you get at the 7-Eleven, and they cost $1, and they're like, like jumbo sized. And on all of those machines in every single 7-Eleven in Australia, you're talking about like thousands of 7-Elevens, it's Mulga's artwork.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And not now, it's been like this since like 2014. You go to the Venice Beach equivalent in Australia, but like 10 times cleaner, Bondi Beach. There are murals that he's made on the walls, literally asked by the council to come and make these. There's this iconic Coca-Cola sign in the middle of like Sydney City. It's been there since like the 40s or something, right? And next to that, there was for like a whole year Mulga's partnership with Coke and his whole artwork.
That's amazing.
So when I was talking to someone in a Discord, and I was like, none of you realize how big Mulga is if you're not in Australia. He's like, okay, I'm gonna ask a friend, and who's based in Sydney, and he shared an image of Mulga's art, and that person said, that's the 7-Eleven Slurpees. Yeah. So he's almost like ingrained as a like an almost like a national icon here. So the fact that they sold out and they're still like 2x the mint price. They've done 1 million in volume. Big shout out to them. I think it's amazing for the Cardano chain to have someone like Mulga come on and kind of make this happen.
That's cool. I wouldn't have known that kind of level of artistry. That's pretty cool.
I just bought one because you were talking so hyped about it.
I love I love
I'll,
it
wait-
when you
I'll
make
wait till I'll wait till it goes through on the chain, but here's the one I just
Nice.
bought.
So good.
I had to. It's got the 3D glasses. Like I don't know, I loved it, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
I had to buy one.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Very Aussie summer vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna bring up about? I had another thing to bring up about that, but I totally I
Flash
was too
mob?
busy. Yeah, I was too busy buying one. um. So yeah, I guess a lot of people don't realize how huge having Mulga come over is, how big it is.
Yeah, they don't. But I think they caught on as we approached the mint. Like I had my 6th whitelist 3 months ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and no one even knew about the project back then. So it's good for the chain. And shout out to the Quick guys for bringing him on because he was going to launch on Ethereum.
Oh really? So that's what. Oh,
Yeah,
good. Thank you for them.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, they got
Um,
that 101 coming up too, don't they? Isn't there a auction? There's something with a quick 101 with Mulga, isn't there? Where'd I see it?
Yeah, probably because the Quick artist and Mulga are good friends. The Quick art is super popular as well.
Yeah, I think it's the Mulga look, but the head is the quick.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think I
Yeah,
saw a
that
101 somewhere. I can't remember where the heck, because I don't even think I'm in their Discord, but I'll leave it closed because
hmm.
all the Discord notifications get distracting.
So we've always just had you on the pod and we saw you and stuff like that, but obviously it takes a team, right? And you've got your team, you've got um everything you've been building not by yourself, but just like for how do you make sure that you're hitting deliverables? Like there's so many different things, art, music, comics, like everything else. How do you make sure you're hitting those deliverables? How important is that to you? Like, I don't know, like how do you feel when like, you know, in the space people promise they're gonna hit deliverables, but then they don't?
I see where this is
I
going.
know, I just want
Yeah.
that matters to you.
Hey, nice. I like that. Nice lead in, buddy.
Yeah, so
Trying to keep it
smooth,
trying to keep it cool.
man.
Yeah.
So smooth. I love it. I love it. That was so smooth. Yeah, I don't like it.
Interesting.
I
How,
call out
how do you feel?
I call out projects that talk smack and don't actually do anything. That they talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. Well, look, I am happy because Cardano has a new and far improved Kongs on the chain now called Mulga. And they've promised art and they've delivered art. So that's the kind of thing I like. Look, but coming to Danketsu and on a serious note, right? Like we're quite lucky because Tommy, the other co-founder, lives like 2 minutes away from me. And the rest of our team spread out: Brazil, the US, Italy, Spain, the Philippines, Indonesia. So we got quite a few people in different places.
Always online. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. And because of that, we're quite lucky. People can be managing things at all times. And all of them work hard, right? Like Tommy, the other co-founder, works just as hard as I do. It's just that he's not as public facing as I am. He does a lot more of the strategy stuff than I do. I do a lot more of the hype and business development and marketing and that side of stuff. So everyone has a role. And how do I feel about meeting targets? Look, of course, you work on to some extent on KPIs, no matter what company you're in or business you're running. However, we came to a point at Danketsu where we said we've hit all these deliverables on our roadmap. What have they amounted to? Nice story. Yeah, cool comics. Yeah. Good music. Yeah. But what else? From a business perspective, what else? Not much, right? So that's again where the pivot came in. And I think that businesses need to be able to pivot and adapt. And and as for projects not delivering, often projects just need community. And they need a community to prop them up. And that can be enough. And those projects are lucky, but unlucky in a way, because then, things happen like what happened with Chill Kongs. It's a dead project now. I don't see, they put some of the big holders put an offer to buy out the project. And they said something like, oh no, we want 500,000 ADA or we're not going to sell. Yeah. Didn't you just do 1 million ADA mint?
Yeah, they did their Magic Kongs, right?
Yeah. Didn't you just do that? What else have you delivered? You can go see that tweet of mine, right? Nothing's been delivered.
Yeah. Let's actually talk about that we're talking about it, and going back to what you talked about, being able to look at, it's interesting because, and I think this is where the Web2 entrepreneurship world, the builders and the Web3 builders and NFT builders, like there's like a lot of different kinds. And NFT is about community. It's about community. It's about community and family and cars and Dominic Toretto. And it's like,
no, please.
Yeah, but a lot of that's been
family.
I was literally, it's family.
Yes. But and a lot of that's been able to drive these projects forward. And as we've gotten into where we've gotten into with the market now, it's created like that wave of community and people pouring into using their funds, putting their money where their mouth is to support these projects with utility. Okay, sure, but the lack of delivery on them is what a lot of Web2 or traditional entrepreneurship styles don't necessarily understand and get for NFT markets. To mention like Gary V and V Friends, he's talked about this. He's like, you need this long-term utility. You need to tie it to something else. You have to have what I like to refer about like some core business. And it seems like you looked at that, but not to say the things you were doing weren't amazing. Like they are. They were amazing then. They are amazing now. And I think it's a foundation for the future you're getting to. But the business machine, you need that flywheel. You need something to be built that can iteratively then cycle back and make you viable. And redefining that core business, I think, is probably what's allowed you to pivot. And that's because you're fucking smart. You can do that. You're not riding a wave of lore and community. And when you do ride the wave of that, you can get people saying that, getting into your head. And I think it just led to, and whatever, we're going to speak honestly here. I think it just led to people being like, we're on top here, and we're still on top, and we're just going to have this survivorship bias. Like, how can we fail? Because we're able to go through all of this, but at the core, they ignored the voice in the back of their head, and they probably looked a little bit too inward, to the point where you can, let's say 14 promised deliverables, 5 were delivered. Seeing on projects. Okay, another mint, giveaways, merch, giveaways again, bracket again. Everyone does that. These are Zushan's tweets here. But then the non-delivery of all these other things, and it's like, yeesh, like some of these weren't that hard. Like IRL events, that's not tough. You can get a high schooler to coordinate that. Anyways, not to shit on more, because I feel like someone's
we could shit on them, that's fine. They released a second roadmap, and someone's like, "You could do that
Oh.
in an afternoon."
Yo, we talked about that on the last episode. That's so hilarious, man. That's bad. That's really fucking bad. And I think it's important for individuals to call that out. Like, I don't know any of those individuals, you know, I just do my thing here. But yeah, that's bad. And they don't deserve the ADA after a point. And like the community decides that. I'm just saying what the community has decided. I think it's pretty short-sighted though to reject a buy from the majority holders. That is that I think is like was your saving grace, and like that can really put a bad taste in people's mouth. And I don't know, they might have just sealed the deal with that. Damn.
Sure.
Ryan, anything to add there? I love
you guys said it all. I mean, you can't just mint a project and just assume you can coast through. I don't know. You gotta give stuff. You gotta do stuff, right?
Yeah, I
You
love
guys said it.
Bottom on the X's. Yikes, his tweets fire. Shots fired. Holy shit.
It got
So
something like
Much
33,000 views. That's
Really?
like insanity. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, when it comes down
36
to it,
now.
you hold yourself to a certain regard, and it's like other projects should follow. You deliver, right? You expect it from others, and for projects that come in and do whatever, like it's unfortunate. They're just taking the money. Look at meme coin season. Did you get partake in any of that?
Yeah. I did a couple of them. But you know, I've always kind of said that anyone who's been in this space long enough recognizes that for you to win in meme coins, someone gets wrecked pretty badly.
Exactly.
So if you're not getting in pre-sale, maybe don't get in. That's just my thinking, but that's maybe because I'm a degen, but I'm not degen enough, you know.
Yeah.
It's always been a thing that it's a Ponzi, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially
100%.
a Ponzi.
Yep.
Everyone, you know, Charles was talking about SNEC. SNEC's kind of now announced that they're releasing like some energy drink, but no one cares.
Yeah. They're trying.
Yeah. And kudos to them. They did well. I think that one of the meme coins that converted into something or is evolving into something really good is Bank.
Yeah.
The Bank guys are doing a lot of stuff. They have NFTs. Yeah.
I was just gonna bring them up. You see, they acquired Cardopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good play. And I've spoken to their team, and they're really, really cool, and they're really dedicated. Seem pretty legit as you can in this space. But
let's get them on NFGs. We'll sort it out. We
Yeah,
were gonna have them on, but I think they had like 4 Twitter Spaces the one day that we were gonna do with them. So, but we'll reach back out to them. I mean, someone had said they weren't a meme coin, but they were trying to capitalize on that hype at the time. Which, looking at it from now, yeah, that's basically what it was. They're not a meme coin at all.
That's what Spicy did as well, right?
Yeah.
With Peppermint, but it backfired on them. And Heaps and Stanley are like good friends of mine, but it backfired pretty badly on them. So much so that I think they've kind of gone offline for now. They're still minting. They did the Mulga Kong's mint.
Yep.
But I haven't seen them active on socials. So
no, I haven't either.
Yeah, so it's a tricky one, and it's interesting because if you like there was what was the coin Cock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry.
We were gonna start our own actually. So
yeah,
we called it. We were gonna call it Cubs.
Yeah,
close up buttholes.
I don't know how we got to that, but
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen, but we were giggling like it
made sense. If we say it now without a context, someone in the live is like, close up buttholes, like,
and then the balloon knot was the token picture. Yeah, it was. We had it all figured out in like 3 minutes on the stream.
I wanted to mint it, but Ryan didn't want to do it.
No,
So
I want no part of that. I'm
we'll
not
let
going to
Ryan
jail.
Yeah.
go to jail for a picture of a balloon.
um, I
So,
guess I have one last question, and then I know it's getting late for you, but just I talk about the Splash partnership.
Oh yeah. So the Splash guys are cool. Do you guys know much about them?
I don't. I just when I was browsing through, I was like, "Oh, you send a like a rug pull," and I didn't know anything about them.
Yeah, so they do a bunch of things. They have this thing called like the NFT art bank. So they just collect art.
Hmm.
And they got some catalyst funding to start
nice.
an NFT art collection office in Johannesburg.
Oh,
So some of the founders are there. And they're also starting they do a lot of stuff. Yeah. And one of the things they do is Splash, and Splash is a gaming thing, but they also have a recycler.
hmm.
And the recycler was awesome because I kind of filtered through from 850 NFTs to like 400
Oh,
because I had so many
Yeah.
like dead things, right? So I just chucked them in this recycler and I got a little bit of token because I was like, okay, well, sure, the token's not a lot, but do I ever see nerds and virgins coming back? No, right? Uh like no, that's not the right example because if something that a lot of people know about me is I whenever there's like a hype mint and I happen to have time, I jump into the discords as Ape Crypto. So I put his image and his banner for the server, and I write Ape Crypto, and I just say this project needs to come onto my YouTube channel. And it's really funny because last time on the spicy mint, people started tweeting about it saying, this piece of crap came back just for meme coin season. This rugger, he's still not done with rugging and
Oh
scamming
man,
people.
that's
And
oops.
so yeah, so I hold one Nerds and Virgins just for that. And I never minted. I went and bought it for 5 ADA, right? just so I can. So there's this running joke that I'm gonna start season 2 at some point. And we all know that Ape Crypto is an Australian guy because of his accent, but no one knows who he was because he wasn't doxxed. So we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. But yeah, so basically, the recycler pretty simple. Sorry, I digress there, but very
Fine.
very simple. You take any up to 25 NFTs in one transaction, and they even have like a point system. So if you're recycling a better quality NFT, it gives you 10 points, so that gives you more token. And if you're zero, if it's like like a complete rug gives you 0 points, so you get less token. But they have a whole bunch of tokens there. Obviously, they have a little bit of ninjas. They have Rad token from Cardania, Wari from Phoenix Arena, their own token, Monet. They've got that as well. So a whole bunch of stuff. And it's pretty cool. It's a good way to get rid of your dead NFTs.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this time we've kind of covered a lot of the things. We've gone through the tweets. I feel like we've got a sense of the awesomeness of where you guys are at right now. Is there anything else that you think I wanted to touch on? If not, we've got like some basic bullshit questions before we wrap things up and let you get to bed.
Yeah, no, just for everyone watching, keep an eye out. We're starting to slowly trickle through with the whitelists. Soon you'll start seeing the whitelists on Cardano projects, but more Polygon projects, because we know that our community is gonna turn up for the mint, but we want to introduce it to Polygon people. And we're seeing a lot of people join the server who are already on Cardano, but we're never in Danketsu because we're going to Polygon. So, the Cardano community were pretty positive they will turn up. And we appreciate them for that. But there's going to be lots of opportunities to get whitelists. And of course, remember, you can burn 3 from the 3 collections, any combination, and you'll get 1 for free. So we haven't said the numbers yet, but if you have 3, it's good idea to have 3. So you get at least 1 of them for free. That's just what I'm saying to everyone. But that's it. Yeah. I won't shill too much more. I think you guys allowed me to get pretty in depth with
I love
everything.
it.
So
That's what we wanted. Awesome. Okay. We're wrapping up here. We got one more question for Zushan. Here we go. What do you think about the whole submarine situation?
The submersible.
The submersible.
yeah, you're asking an interesting question. 2 of the people, a pretty well-known Pakistani father and son who, I have family who knew them.
Oh, right.
Holy crap. Yeah, I didn't know them or anything, but that sort of thing. But I'm also an immigrant to Australia. And I saw a lot of those comparisons of the refugee boat with 700 people on the border of coast of Greece or whatever, just capsizing, 700 people dead.
Yeah.
No one even talked about it, right? But when a submersive where 4 people spent $1 million, they've obviously got money, so they can pay the media to bring attention to it, so that forces and pushes authorities to do more, right? That's how it works. And of course, it's sad that those people lost their lives, but at the same time, it's kind of like 250,000. You could have spent that 1 million to help those 700 people actually reach their destination, instead of going to see the Titanic. I wouldn't spend $250,000 to see the Titanic.
No, if I had that money, I'd be going up, not down. Go to fucking sorry.
Yeah. No. Look, 100%.
I love oceanography. I have a science degree in geography. I know about Robert D. Ballard and his sub. I know all this stuff. I was actually weirdly a Titanic wreck fanatic as a kid. Surprise, surprise. I was a weird kid. But that's never something that continued mentally. It's more so I just wanted to know what your thoughts on. I have a lot of thoughts all over the place. I didn't follow it as closely as many people did. I kind of, from what I know about the ocean, I kind of thought they're probably dead immediately. And then I was just kind of blown away by the global coverage. And then also there's no such thing as too soon. Society immediately was just memes. And I was just like, wow.
This is the first time in a little while where a tragic event happened like that and memes were right away.
Yeah, usually, but globally, the whole, everyone paying attention to it and all it was a lot. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was nuts, but in a not a good way, to be honest, not a good way.
No. And even the attention, let's analyze each person's life since there are only 4 people. Let's assess who they are and what they've done, and the kid didn't want to go with his dad, and whatever, just let it be. I'm sure the families don't want to be seeing, for me personally, it's sad, but there are a lot more pressing things happening around the world that would have much better should have much better media coverage. But
something that should definitely have more media coverage is the next live stream on Newcast with non-fungible guys. We're gonna continue that. I don't know. I think that's the live stream. I think that's the live stream. Ryan, do you have anything else that you wanted to add? What's
Not No, I'm good. I hopefully the viewers enjoyed the live stream.
I don't
Hopefully
see how they couldn't enjoy us fumbling around at the beginning for 20 minutes, freaking out and swearing. So that's one of the best parts.
glad you enjoyed it, because I know I didn't. But thank you, Zushan, for coming on, and I don't know. I hope we work out some of the kinks and we can steamroll this again.
Yeah, we want to make it to episode 6 with you, buddy. So stick in. We'll every quarterly, biannual, we'll figure it out. But on the real, thank you. Like, we reached out to Zushan, and like it was like 2 minutes. He was like, "Yep, I'm in." Like, not even any conversation. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, whatever it is, I don't even care what it is. It was great, man. You're top notch, tier 1. We're really, really happy to have you as a guest again, but then also our first live. Your attitude, what you built before, sent us nuts, and it was so good to connect with you in person, but then also to see what all the stuff you're doing now. Cross chain for the win. We're behind you anyway, all the way. So you ever need anything from us, talk to Ryan, because I'll be in real life making movies and stuff, but I'm down.
Is that what you do? Do you make movies?
Yeah, we production company's up and running. We've got a number of shorts. We've got a feature that we made that's in post-production, and we're in development for more. Down the road, I feel like a couple of years, animation. But so we'll talk then for that. But yeah, that's the flow. But yeah, I don't know. I love the project, man. I love everything that you guys have done. I'll probably have to get some more so I can get that Polygon mint. And I don't know. I'll let you know when I come down to Bondi. I have my cousin's wife's family is all in Australia and a bunch of stuff. I gotta make it down there. I will eventually. When I'm there, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, for sure. No, thank you guys for thinking of us as Danketsu as the first guests. Definitely. And myself. Absolute honor. Love what you guys do. Love what Nucast does. Big shout out to them. I'm gonna have to Google you now, Devon, and be like, oh, let me see what's all this filmmaking stuff that he's about.
Let me send you some links. Let me send you some.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. And yeah, thanks Ryan as well for reaching out, obviously making this happen. I was like, oh yeah, of course, we got to do this. We got to get on, because I think it's been like close to a year since we did the last one.
It was episode 54 we had you on, and we're at 96. So yeah,
almost. Yeah. Wow.
So.
But thank you very much again. That's all I can say. It's been an honor and been fun.
We made it through.
Yeah. We did.
Let's go. That's it. And I'll say it again to anyone who's watching, go retweet, like, and share the tweet by the non-fungible guys for this podcast, and tomorrow we'll pick a winner who gets a whitelist to our Polygon mint. So make sure you hit that like and retweet button. That's my you heard me do the intro at the start. I was so energetic, and now we're wrapping up and I'm kind of like, oh yeah, what was I supposed to say?
What time is it for you now? Like 3 a.m?
3 a.m.
3 a.m? Jesus.
Yeah,
you know what, it's cool. Like thank you so much, man. Like we'll wrap it up. We'll put our tweet to the top to make it easy for y'all to find. And I think with that, non-fungible guys, Zushan, Nucast, Danketsu, we out.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys. You didn't say it with me, Ryan.
I know you usually pause and give me a chance. I was like, where's he going with it?
Yeah, we don't have time to pause. All right.